demystify it a little bit.
Traces of you linger like a teardrop.
My father started touring in the 40s and then internationally from the 50s. But with that meeting with George Harrison in the 60s, that's when it became this massive fame in a real popular culture way. I could tell from when I was really young that my parents would love me to play. Definitely, clearly said to me multiple times as I was growing up, look, you don't need to play this, you don't have to play, we want you to be happy. However, I could tell that they really loved me playing. And on the flip side, I was just surrounded by it. So there was a sort of natural gravitation towards it. But George Harrison was obviously really, really close to my father as his student. As I started learning from my dad, I think most people in my life took that as really good news and were really happy about it. But his response was a bit more concerned. I remember him saying with Ravi and me, like I could always escape him when my fingers hurt too much. I could get away for a while, you know, but Anoushka's got no escape. She's living in the house with him. There was a pressure that I could see was around. There was this kind of comparison aspect and also a sense for a lot of people of a mantle being passed or of a legacy to follow. Growing up, I just sort of worked really, really hard throughout my life to take all of that with a pinch of salt and try and stay focused on the fact that if I was going to play this instrument, it was ultimately because it fulfilled me and because I loved it. You know, often when I start making a new album, I don't know what it's going to be about. And with my last album, it was the summer of 2015. I'd just had my second son a couple of months before that. And so I think I was really in that very connected and very vulnerable phase in my own life. I started seeing these images on the news of like families like mine, you know, with babies like mine, trying so desperately to reach places of safety, which I had the fortune of just having. In the first 2 or 3 songs that I was working on, it just became really clear straight away that I was responding very intensively to the ongoing refugee crisis. So I think the act of sometimes sitting down and responding emotionally to music, it might not have a really direct, immediate, measurable result, but it's a hope that it has some impact on the way people go forward from there.
Hello, I'm Anoushka Shankar and I'm a sitar player and composer from India.
Up until the point of that horrible gang rape in Delhi in December 2012, I'd never spoken about having been abused myself.
As a child, I suffered sexual and emotional abuse for several years at the hands of a man my parents trusted.
And I did it quite impulsively. I just stuck my iPhone like against a window and made the video. I wasn't prepared for the love, how viral it went.
I'm rising for the child in me, who I don't think will ever fully recover from what happened to her.
And so having done it, I then found it really difficult because suddenly the phone was ringing off the hook and everyone wanted to talk about my story or find out more about it. And I hadn't really put in a lot of thought into how to keep myself ready for what that was going to be like. Unequivocally, you know, this whole phase with Me Too and with people sharing is having its impact in India as well. You know, it's very much present. It's part of the discussion. In the mix of the overall situation being horrific, there are definitely elements that give me hope.
Tell them I want.
I get mildly uncomfortable with when it feels like my career is viewed as an extension of my father's careers. It's obvious to me that I'm his daughter and that therefore some of the features on my face look like him, but that doesn't mean my face is his, you know. So it's the same with the music. He is my hugest musical influence because he was my teacher, but that doesn't mean I'm his extension. When I do get frustrated, just come back to like doing my work and just let that speak for itself.
Tell them I want.